Good morning. It's your girl. TGIF, it's Friday. Let's get it now, Friday. Ooh, it's Friday, baby. That's it. The weekend is mañana, baby. It starts tonight after you get out of work. Anyway, stay tuned. I got a little street talk after this. Pay attention. Is talking, man. Are they talking? There's so many things going on. I'm gonna save the best for last. So I'm gonna start with this. Remember the two guys that were actually hung in Mississippi? One was 21-year-old Trey Reed from Mississippi, actually went to school at Delta State University, and he was found hanging in the morning from the courtyard near the pickleball courts. Ain't that something? So now, police initially said there was no foul play, like nothing. And you're like, wait a minute. You want to tell me that this young black guy climbed 20 feet in a tree, got a rope, made that knot that no black person knows how to make, and he just hung himself with like a broken arm and leg? And I got some swampland to sell you. Alligator Alcatraz. Are you kidding me? But listen to this. Now, the story just gets nutty all over it. It's a lot of mess. So now, we come to find out, they actually have video of it. So they know what happened. They don't even need an autopsy because they really know. But their parents, his parents, want an autopsy. And they hired your boy, the gorilla of this, Ben Crump. They got the silverback of attorneys. And he's coming. And it's not going to be cute. So now they scrambling around trying to do something when, are you kidding me? You guys had the video the whole time. It gets even nuttier, you guys. The school or the cops had the nerve to call the parents and say that he was found in his dorm room. Are you kidding me? In the dorm? In his dorm room. When he outside hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts. This is ridiculous. Remember, they said, we don't see any foul play. What? And then they come up with this thing. You know, I see this commercial later on and say, yeah, kids are hanging themselves now. No, they're not. Black kids really ain't hanging themselves. They ain't hanging themselves. One, climbing a tree. That's a lot. They'll mess up their gear and their new sneakers. They're not doing that. Man, the lies people tell. So I'm going to keep you abreast of that and see what's going on, because I believe this. I think they killed the homeless white guy to make it seem like it's not about race. Another thing they forgot to mention is that Trey came to them numerous times talking about some white guys in a pickup that kept, doing racial slurs, throwing stuff at him. All the time they came on campus. They didn't go to school there, but they came on campus. Of course, the school did nothing. So then one day he says, well, shoot, I'm going to get the license plate number. He brings it to the sheriffs. They do nothing. Now he got a target on his back. Now, next thing you know, he's hanging from a tree. We already know what it is. It's ridiculous. Anyway, IRP to him and the other gentleman. They both didn't deserve. They were human beings. They didn't deserve that. Period. It's just crazy. Then there's another outlandish story with a black female, 18 years old. She went for a Cracker Barrel interview in Detroit, which was like 33 miles from her house. And hey, I commend her, because most of these young people, they try to be TikTok queens or what have you. So she went there for the interview. And when she came out of the interview, she called her mother and said, hey, it was, I don't think the interview went well, but he asked me some weird questions. I don't know if he asked her the blood type or what, but he did ask her, did she get the COVID vaccine? Like what? That has nothing to do with the job at Cracker Barrel. Are you kidding me? Anywho, she told her mother, you know what? I am going to leave. I'm just going to go to the bathroom before, I leave, because she had a long ride home. Well, the camera of Cracker Barrel caught her going in, but it never caught her going out. Yeah. So then the cops interview the manager and he goes, well, after the interview, she left and I didn't see her again. Yeah, okay. So peep this. Now, this is crazy. She is found 900 miles now from where she lives. 900 miles. Now, look how, what I'm saying, with praying to somebody, whomever you pray to, how they work. There was a tail light out on the truck. She was in the back of a refrigerated truck. And so the tail light was out. So the state troopers pulled them over. And so, they looking like, what's going on with this guy? Hey, let's open the back of this and check it out. They open the back of it, and there she is all tied up in the back of it. But she's alive. Somebody definitely was looking down on her, boy, because she was alive. So then they asked the driver, like, what's going on? He was like, I don't know, man. I just drive the truck. It's already packed up. I just drive. They took him down because bullshit. He know what was happening. Something happened, but at least she can go home at night. So thank God for that. Now the wild thing about this truck, right? It actually carries meat for McDonald's. Yeah, somebody said something about that before, that there was some sort of issue with that. Now, from the questions she was asked in the interview, I wonder if they were trying to harvest her or traffic her. Nowadays, you don't even know. You do not even know. So I'm glad that she's back home. Her name is Kiana Reeves. So Kiana, we all happy that you're home. And hopefully one day you'll talk about it. But if not, blessings to you and your family. This is a lesson, young ladies. Pay attention to your surroundings. You can't be all nutty out there, especially now, drinking and drugging. You can't be out. You got to pay attention to your surroundings. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Now, once you do that, right, make sure you know who you're hanging with too. Make sure you know the people that you're hanging with, because sometimes people set you up. There's so many people right now that's in the grave because somebody set them up. Like the girl who got caught in the freezer. I don't remember her name right now, y'all, but you know who I'm talking about, at the hotel. Come to find out, the guy took advantage of her and didn't want her to tell, so he killed her. That's crazy, right? But that happens all the time. Then what about the girl that begins with an S? We're going to call them the Cabo 5, right? They go and basically set this whole thing up, and the girl gets killed, and they make up some elaborate story. So one by one, they getting taken down. So I'm saying, don't be a Cabo Fiver. Is what I'm saying. Make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings, and everybody not your friend. Once you learn that, you're going to be good money. Talking to all you youngins. Get up off that phone sometime. Pay attention. Head on a swivel. Pay attention. All right. So now we get to the craziest story ever. Now we know this administration has done some real disgusting things, especially this last week. They honored a man who wasn't even a state rep, no nothing. Lowering the flags when they didn't even do it for the two senators that got killed. That's disgusting. That's really disgusting. And then on top of that, they got employers terminating people over words said. Are you kidding me? Where was the termination for the people that made jokes about George Floyd? Because that's just the equivalent right there. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin. I remember distinctly white people actually buying Skittles and Arizona iced teas to have Zimmerman sign them. Y'all want to hear that shit though, right? So the latest casualty of this bizarre dictatorship is Jimmy Kimmel. They canceled Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely. And it's crazy, right? Because now they're trying to blackmail him. Well, Jimmy, if you make a donation to the Kirk family, then, we could put your show back where it was. Nah. Jimmy, don't give their ass one red dollar. None. Don't give them nothing. Middle finger to them. ABC, what? Hulu, Disney, ESPN, and whomever else they got up on there. Don't give them anything. How are you going to extort somebody from if you just made a... No. Nope. His followers already gave about 5-6 million. They good over there. So now, some of the key points, right, that made them mad, right? That the thing that really got him in trouble. Kimball said, "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points for it." Where's the lie? That was funny, Jimmy. He also accused MAGA of working very hard to capitalize on the murder of Charlie Kirk. It's true. That's what they're doing right now. That's what the extortion was about. He also mocked the political responses to Kirk's death, implying hypocrisy amongst the conservatives. Yup, flying the flag at half staff for somebody who never even worked in government, someone who spewed hate and rhetoric. Really? That's no man of God, y'all. And even if he was, he still shouldn't get a presidential treatment at all. But you already know there's a lot more behind it than we see, right? And so what triggered this whole thing, right, was that Kimmel's statement was speculating that I guess they didn't know the shooter's background. They didn't know he was conservative, this, that, and the other. And Kimmel said it. I said, what? Everybody knew he was. Everybody knew his status, period. That's it. So the chair of the FCC is Brendan Carr. He's the one, saying some of the sickest conduct possible. For what? Please, people. As a comedian, let's be clear. There is nothing off limits. Nothing. You just have to have a moral compass. And guess what? Jimmy showed that he had a moral compass because he could have said a lot more stuff. Because I could name 10 things off the grip, but we won't go there. I digress. So he kept it real light. They're just mad because he's not bowing down. Now they want him to pay too. You notice how this administration works? Yeah. They always asking for money. Always. It's just crazy. This whole situation. Jimmy Kimmel is like one of the most respected comedians ever. He's even got his own comedy club and he puts on a lot of, known and unknown comedians. Good guy, really good guy. And it's a shame they disrespected him like this. But ABC, you're going to be in trouble because all of these people canceled their subscriptions. Yeah, it's down now, boy. It's down now. You're going to need the part of them cable cells now, buddy, because they ain't watching Disney. When they say they ain't doing Disney, y'all, they don't only mean the channel. They mean they're not going to Disney and they're not doing the cruise, the Disney cruise. So everybody about to get it. Let me tell you something. This administration only knows dollar signs. So you got to hit them where it hurts. The pocket, the wallet. That's where you got to hit them. Now, Jimmy didn't ask for any of this. Everybody's just so sick of it because now that's freedom of speech. You can't keep taking away things. But if you guys check out these patterns, then you'll understand Project 25. It is the road to dictatorship. You go to those other countries and you see how they living. They got a state TV channel and that's it. He's thinking about taking them all away. Something's got to be done. Y'all better get it together. And this ain't just a black and white thing. This is a right and wrong thing. So if you know something, say something. Something got to be done soon, y'all. Because we cannot survive at this rate. There's going to be something. And it looks like the bad side is winning. They really are. One point I want to make, right, that I didn't think about before is I know Kirk spit mad hate. Everything he said was hateful. But he also was only 31, right? What if he was getting closer and closer doing or thinking how Martin was thinking? Because that other group was coming after him. He was like, wait a minute. What you mean? You know what I mean? I'm not extreme enough. So what if he started thinking like, man, I don't want to do this with these people anymore. I want my daughters to see different. What if he came to the conclusion that Martin Luther King did? He's no longer here, so we don't know. And I told my brother, I said, man, I never thought about it like that. Because he works with kids and mostly white kids. And so sometimes you can have a change of heart. Martin Luther King did, but he wasn't given the opportunity to change that. It's always an opportunity now. Because the thing is, people, the words that we should never have in our vocabulary is coulda, shoulda, woulda. We don't know. Because now the guy is no longer here. Anyway, That's my thoughts. And that is what the streets is. It's that time that we must part ways. But I got to leave you with some jewels, at least for the weekend. All right? So, look, the two most powerful energies we have are patience and silence. Patience makes you mentally strong, and silence makes you emotionally strong. So you combine the two, it's a powerhouse. See, now, that's what the 92% of us have been doing, practicing patience and silence. See, because as you can see, all these buttons being pushed is to get you to react. But you're stronger if you're patient and silent. Don't get involved in this rhetoric that they're trying to get you into. All right? Now, I still need you to get up. Yeah, you. Get up, get out, and practice patience and silence.